I thought we can start off with a simple question, and then we can go from there. The simple one is, how does it feel not to be doing jiu-jitsu, man? For a jiu-jitsu black belt?
Man, I don't know, because I have been doing this during all my life in the past 20 years.
Exactly.
The only times when I stopped for a long time was on surgeries. So knee surgeries, all this shit. So
what was the longest time? Like, what was the longest time you stopped?
When I was white belt, I think I stay around 6 months. When one guy jumping guard, he sit on my knee.
Oh,
my knee,
shit.
And then I didn't have money to surgery on that time, so I stayed just ice home.
Oh
but
my
I could
God.
not come back all the time. I tried to come back. So, but it was white belt. So, but I have 2 surgeries in the past 2-3 years. So, but meniscus just 1 month, 2 months to come back to training, but not more than this.
Man,
this time is great.
I think I'm coming up for a meniscus situation pretty soon. With the lapel guard I've been trying to play, I think I busted my knees already from doing that. But I mean, it is crazy. Like, I've gone through 6 months, but in those months, you're coming back. Now, it's like everything stopped. You're not the only one not training. The whole world is not training, and you don't know when you're going back. So how are you psychologically handling it, like in your brain?
Shit. No, my biggest problem all the time, I see some guys, they have like the son or wife, or have someone close in the family who training. And those guys, they are training, and I have to see they training. I'm sitting here behind the camera.
Absolutely.
Shit, I want to train too. And I think when I come back, my histamine, I'm gonna have no power, and those guys will be
they're ready
on the hype.
But you know what? These are the guys who invested their time to train their family for a situation like this.
No, they are the lucky guy, man. I think they was prepared for this situation. They're waiting for this situation.
Absolutely. But I mean, you have your son Pedro. I'm sure he can train with you a little bit at least.
Yeah, but we live in an apartment, small apartment. Don't have space to mats.
I will ask you this in 1 month, bro. You'll be doing it on your bed.
On the table.
Anywhere, bro. Table. Anywhere.
Yeah.
The addiction, man. The itch will come to you. And I'm training with chairs. I'm training with dummies. I'm like trying everything right now just to stay busy. It's unbelievable, man. But okay, so are you still exercising?
Yeah, sure, every day.
Okay.
Every day. But with using rubber bands and just small things.
Okay, so you have your setup at home, like you have dumbbells and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but jumping jacks, sit-ups, all the things.
I saw you did a post on Instagram with the UAE Jiu-Jitsu, like they're posting workouts and programs for people to do. I saw you trying that. I think it's pretty good, man. I like to see, like, the UAE Jiu-Jitsu Federation is pretty impressive with the events that they do, but I felt like their online presence was a bit lacking. This situation is making them really take online seriously, because it's their only point of contact now. So it's nice to see a lot of the videos that they've been doing, the content, and what you're doing with them as well. It's very cool.
Yeah, and we are running a lot to trying to do something. I just finalized some videos about rules, and we're going to start to post now. Now they are doing Arabic subtitles.
Nice.
To add on the videos.
Nice.
We're gonna prepare some drops of rules. Some every week we'll bring a small subject that you can post there.
Okay.
Today we was preparing some arts about the knee ripping. Just a summary of knee ripping. To cross the middle body line, cross all the body line. Very simple, but at least we pop up some things about the rules, make people think or study.
Man, it's funny, like in every bad situation, like they give you lemons, you make lemonade. In this situation before, many people, they're too busy doing jiu-jitsu to focus on the rules and the technicality. Now they have nothing else to do. So this is the time to teach them. They have to get better at something. This is perfect for you guys. I'm happy you guys are doing this. So, I mean, I thought we can also give some people some context as to me and you, how we know each other. Basically, me and Alexandre know each other primarily, I think, from motorcycles, right?
I think, yeah. You had your shop there.
We knew we existed in Jiu-Jitsu and we've seen each other. I've seen you in competitions refereeing. Of course, I admired your beard from a long time ago. That's it, man. We're beard brothers. But the first time we really talked is when you came over to my shop and you wanted to install an exhaust to your motorcycle.
Yeah.
So we clicked then. We're like, man, we both train jiu-jitsu and we like motorcycles. Fuck yeah. And he has tattoos that I wish I had. That's it, man. We're friends.
Social medias.
Yeah, man. The link, the silent link. Oh man,
that's it.
Zumbi has been preparing for this moment for a long time.
Zumbi.
He's been in quarantine before coronavirus, I think.
Yeah.
So man, but I hope to see him as well after all of this. I wanted to talk to you just a bit about your tattoos, because this is something that's quite unique about you for me. You have very nice tattoos. You're inked all over. Absolutely, man. And if you guys could see this, he's inked pretty much from head to toe. So I never got to ask you this during training because, you know, it's awkward. Like, we're doing a roll de la hiva. Bro, by the way, what's this tattoo? It's weird. So I wanted to ask you, like, what was your first tattoo?
I have one dragon in my back.
Okay.
So all my back's tattooed. With a big Japanese dragon.
Where did you get that done? Brazil?
There in Brazil, yeah. Brazil have amazing tattooists, amazing artists there. So.
And was it in your city, or was it in like a place that you wanted a tattoo artist, a specific one?
No, actually, you know, everyone has a friend.
Yeah.
It's an artist.
Exactly.
And this friend of mine, he started to do in my city, a small city. And he's an amazing guy. Nowadays, he's very, very famous in Brazil. Even in Europe, sometimes he stays some parts of the year staying in Europe.
Nice.
So now he's a famous guy. But on that time, was just young guys, you know, and he started something on his own home. And like he did his first dragon. The first Japanese dragon was on me.
Oh,
and
shit.
Nowadays, this was, I don't know, 12 years ago.
That's a big risk.
More. Yeah, but was good. It's nice. Nowadays, of course, we have to doing over the colors again, you know, because the color's not so nice.
Okay.
But on that time was great. But nowadays, every time when he see me, he say, "Hey, man, we have to change this, man. This is really bad for my name.
This is evidence."
Yeah. I have to do it again, man.
Oh, shit, man.
It takes a long time.
Do tattoos get affected with jiu-jitsu? Because jiu-jitsu is a high friction sport. You're always rolling, wearing gis, rough materials. Does it get it?
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't affect your tattoos?
So. Okay. Yeah, the problem is the sun. Sun is a big problem.
Okay.
I see in my arms because the bike.
Yeah.
All the time on a bike.
Yeah.
So it's clearly the difference between when I have a sleeve.
Yeah.
And what is just my skin under the sun.
You're one of those guys that walks the walk, because a lot of people talk the talk, and bikers ride in wind or rain or sand, and they don't fucking ride in rain or wind or sand. But you go overboard. You ride only when the weather is shit, and when the weather is nice, you're in this yellow small bumblebee car. I don't get it, bro.
No, because I'm going to training with car because my son was going together, and I have to take him with me. So on the bike is impossible. One time was going by bike on training. Was me, him, he's bigger than me, and the jiu-jitsu bag that was big with both kimonos, you know.
Oh shit!
And so it was too much over the bike, and one CID stopped us.
Okay.
This is crazy, man. That's danger. Please, but what is danger? It's not allowed 2 guys on a bike. Yeah, but it's danger. Yeah, but we're 2 guys on a bike. But the bag, yeah, but it's a bag, a normal bag. There's nothing.
I have to interrupt you there just to give some context. You have a Sportster Harley. You look normal on the Sportster Harley. Your son is very tall. So your son sitting behind you, that tall, with a jiu-jitsu bag, I can see why he stopped you. It's not crazy why he stopped you, bro.
Yeah.
But no, I get you.
After that, start to go using
to take the car.
I don't use too much. The car is for my wife, you know, but to go to training, we need a car.
And that must be a nice feeling to take your son with you to your training. He's not going to kids camp anymore. Like, he's coming with you to the training. That must be a good feeling, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But before, when I was coaching there in arena, I tried to never talk with him, like never coach him.
Okay.
I let the other coach there to talk. When I want to say something, I said to the coach, hey, talk something about that. And the other coach said, hey, man, shut up. He is my student, not your student.
I see. Because
let me do your work.
Like you didn't want him to feel like you're forcing him to do jiu-jitsu or you expect him to do something?
Yeah, that's bad. Because I had many friends before, all my friends from jiu-jitsu, you know, and some guys in the same situations, when they force too much, the boys leave it, you know, they don't want to train anymore.
Absolutely.
And I try to do the opposite, but we can't, you know, because it's, how can I say, it's natural. We force, we try, this is good, man, let's go. It's
exactly
good for you, let's try.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know, sometimes I feel like it makes them resist it longer. Eventually, they'll become mature and want it. But us pushing will make them delay when they get into it, I think, maybe.
Yeah, true. Totally true.
You know, there is this example, you know, of many parents who like want their kids to be an artist or piano or something. And then the kids end up hating it because of their parents. And then when they want to get into it, they feel like they're too old to start or something like that. That's definitely something I think about my son.
Shit, on my time, I just wish to start it early, you know, or have some support in my family, because I started by myself with a borrowed gi, you know, from one cousin.
How old were you when you started jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, very old. I was 18 or 19.
Oh,
because in Brazil, everyone starts as a kid, you know.
Yeah, that's on the older range from a lot of the guys here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and why did you buy a gi? Why did you go to a gym? Like, what clicked in your head?
My cousin.
Okay.
He was older than me. He was training. He was the one that started as a kid training judo many years, and then turned to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And on my time, you know, when I started, there is not too many competitions like now. It was totally different environment. We trained to fight, you know, to fight against the other martial arts, to fight, to be ready to fight. That was the main goal to train jiu-jitsu.
Like street self-defense or fight and competition?
Yes. No, there's no competition in my state, because I'm from South Brazil. South Brazil, the jiu-jitsu was a little bit late, a lot, how can I say, too much late if you compares with São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
And then what was living, like when I started was 99, 2000, 99.
Okay.
So early 2000 was the same situation that was in Rio or São Paulo in the 90s. We were like 10 years later then.
Okay.
So in São Paulo, Rio, we already had many competitions, like every month. And there in South Brazil, we are just fighting, having some, you know, Vale Tudo. That's the prehistorical MMAs.
And Vale Tudo was before Jiu-Jitsu started growing in Brazil, right?
Yeah, first was Vale Tudo.
Okay.
So, and then when I started, we had one like a state competition plus another competition there in one city. We have like 3 competitions in a year.
Okay.
So then quickly start to change, of course, but in the beginning it was hard. So when I started, I saw this cousin all the time fighting, and I heard his stories about fight on clubs and those shits, you know.
Oh man,
I don't.
Back then it must have been even more than today. When somebody says I started jiu-jitsu today, it's okay, but back then it's hardcore.
No. And all the time when he was training, we were training in our academy. All the time, every day, someone could come inside, someone from karate, from capoeira, and say, I want to fight with you. And shit, you must be ready to fight.
And would he fight anybody, or he would fight the professor or fight
professor or specific guy? For example, me and you, we was in a club, in a pub, and we had some problem. But we didn't fight. We just had some problem, or you know, something between me and you. And then I go to I know you train jiu-jitsu or training karate or what else. I go to your gym and say, I talk with your professor. Hey, look, Zaid wasn't respectful with me or trying to take my girl or something like that. I want to fight with him.
Oh shit.
And then your professor, of course, okay, you have to fight. Or you two, no one gonna intervene. Everyone stay around.
I love it. I love it. And you saw many of these situations in that gym?
Very usual.
I love it.
Especially me, because you know I was living in Porto Alegre. Porto Alegre was the capital of my state, so there, what jiu-jitsu was starting there.
Okay.
So all jiu-jitsu in the state was there, But soon I moved to my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
It was like almost 3 hours from Porto Alegre.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was purple belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's no jiu-jitsu. There's me in my city. And after 100 or more kilometers in countryside, there was another guy, another blue belt or purple belt,
mm-hmm.
his own team, trying to create a small team.
Wow.
So that's how we started there, in the countryside. So everyone wanna try jiu-jitsu, wanna test jiu-jitsu. So
yeah, you have to be ready.
You have to be ready.
And what was your first school for jiu-jitsu? Like which academy?
Yeah, first I start with Mario Reis.
Okay.
Nowadays he's from Alliance,
mm-hmm.
but on that time he was under Sul Jiu-Jitsu, Mario Sperry,
mm-hmm.
and then he turned to Bering Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And I stayed there with him. So then he was he have one partnership with Guto Campos, Guto from Atos.
Yes, yeah.
And then they Mario was purple belt, Guto was blue belt. Mario was teaching his garage, like he trained on Sul Jiu-Jitsu, but teach at night on his garage for his friends.
And Guto was teaching from his family house also, right?
No, after when they broke it, and then he moved to his mother house.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but on that time, they was in a Mario Reis mother house.
Oh
garage.
wow! Oh wow!
And then that garage was like not his house, because everyone could get in in the beginning. And after he changed, but in the beginning we get in his house for the main entrance, for main door. So he come to training, was his mother, his sister watching TV. Yeah, okay.
Oh man.
Some guys was more closer to Mario for a long time, and stop on the kitchen to eat something, and then go to the backside to the garage.
Back then, the mother must have thought you guys were all crazy, man.
No, but she loved it. She loved all those guys.
Nice.
She was divorced, so she liked that
the company and the environment. I love it. Man, and that's the thing. Family. Mario Reis and Guto Campos are guys that are high-level elite jiu-jitsu right now, and you're talking about their origin stories as well. Like, it's all connected. Like, when you go far enough, I think just one generation behind with you guys went through the boom of jiu-jitsu in Brazil, which is crazy. Yeah. Because like we see the boom of jiu-jitsu in UAE, in the US and all, but Brazil's boom is even crazier because that's where it was tested, where it was like where the teeth were cut, as they say, to become a sharp martial art. But do you remember your first submission or first technique? Any memory of like these first moves?
No, man, no idea. No
Nothing.
Idea. My memory is not good.
Oh well, you've learned and done quite enough by now, 20 years. Yeah. But I always think like for me, I just remember my first class being awkward, and then it was Oscar Jr. My first private class was with him and another guy. I don't even remember his name, and we would do kimuras. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's just the first thing I learned, and for some reason, until today, I really use kimuras because it feels like the first thing my connection to jiu-jitsu was from it. So I thought maybe you had something that you remember.
On that time, I must remember my first title, my first state title, my first medal. Nowadays the medals here in UAE is crazy. That beautiful medal, huge, amazing. And I see the kids, they don't care too much. But on my time, the medal was something like
a small coin.
Like a coin, and I fight like a 5, 6 max.
Oh man!
And it was crazy. No. This was not the first one. No, but it wasn't one a big one. That's why it's in my memory. The time when I hurt my knee.
Okay.
Was a final. I was white belt final.
Ooh.
And I was winning the fight. And then this guy jump on my guard. I step back. He sit on my knee.
Oh shit!
Destroy my knee, and I was crying. Was very, very painful.
They had to stop the fight.
Stop. Come the doctors, and come Mario Reis come to the match. Shanji, how are you? Oh, fuck, Mario, fuck. I have no knees anymore. I was crying, And no, okay. If you have stop, okay. But you are winning. Shit, Mario. No, Mario, I can't.
You can do it.
Yeah. No. Okay. Up to you. But you are winning. And there's only, I think, 1 minute to rest or 30 seconds. It was a short time.
Okay.
And fuck, Mario, I can't. No, okay, man. Up to you. No worry. Let's take care of your knee. But you are winning. No, so I'm gonna fight. And then
I love it.
Nowadays, if the doctor say to you, you're not gonna fight, finish.
Of course,
of course. The organizer will come, hey, get out of here. No one cares. But on that time, man, no, I will fight. And okay, the doctor, okay.
What?
To you, so go. And then I stand up. I cannot put my foot on the floor. And the other guy, my opponent, was crazy trying to come at me. And then I just, he took me down, I think, or something like that. And I closed guard.
Oh,
and then I just closed guard. I think there's no stalling like today. It was different. So I hold him and stay the rest of the match. I think it was 30 seconds. And I won. And I get out from the match. I just lay down in the medical area there. And the organizer was Silvio Bering, the master Silvio Bering.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Coral. I'm not sure if it's coral or red belt now.
Okay.
Shit, man. I think it's coral. And he come to me, okay, just because a piece of metal, like the medal, you're going to stay 6 months now without training. You should be stopped, blah, blah, blah. You start to shout with me.
To reprimand you. Oh, my God.
I was crying there. But I was so happy with my medal.
What a warrior.
But was it true? I stayed 6 months without training just because that match.
You described to me what sounds like an old school MMA fight, not a white belt jiu-jitsu competition. I kind of have an idea why you're a referee now. Like this story I didn't know. And now I kind of understand why you take this shit seriously. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah. And was it a weight class or open class?
No, I don't remember, man.
Okay.
No, I don't remember. I don't know.
Because somebody jumping on your knee and breaking it back, it takes force.
Yeah, no, but this is very dangerous. That's why it was removed from white belts, from kids.
Jumping guard.
It's a very dangerous jumping guard.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's the problem. If you have your good base, okay. But once you step back and your opponent come and sit on your knee, your knee is stretched, you know, your leg is stretched.
Yeah.
And then when someone sits,
so it's the timing. Like a lot of the earlier fighters, you know, their reaction is to step away from a jumping guard, and that's when they can. Oh my goodness! Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's why it was removed this jumping guard from beginners, from white belts.
Makes sense.
Actually, I saw many injuries with purple belt, brown belts, even black belts. Black belts. There is one famous black belt, one tall guy. I saw many times. He jumped on the guard. But he's very tall. He can jump on your shoulder if he wants. But he jump on your knees. He jump like straight on your knees to sit on your knees. You know.
Oh man.
He goes to hurt his opponent. All the time.
And today, like as a referee, if you saw somebody do that, would you do something or no?
No, I can't.
You can't.
Just jumping guard, you know.
Yeah. Even if he's intentionally jumping low.
But how can I say, you know? I know because
obviously,
my background, because I train, I can see.
Okay.
But I cannot, like a judge, say, no, you're wrong.
Exactly. By intention. Yeah, I get you.
Yes.
So I have a question for you with regards to like the backstory of you. Did you always know Jiu-Jitsu will be something you will do, or were you on like a different life path before Jiu-Jitsu?
No, because on that time, how can I say? We cannot see Jiu-Jitsu as a business. People living from Jiu-Jitsu, like we saw three big guys with a huge background. For example, there in my city, like in Porto Alegre, Silvio Bering. It's from Bering family. It's a big tradition Jiu-Jitsu. In the other side, you have Zé Mário Sperry that was fighting on Pride. With all those guys. So there's some guys in a different level, you know. So those guys, they are able to live from Jiu-Jitsu, and it's not, you know.
And they weren't living that amazingly either back then. These guys,
yeah. So for us, that was starting. Shit, how can I live from Jiu-Jitsu? There's no money in Jiu-Jitsu at that time. You see the medals. Medals was a coin. There's no branding. Like today, you have like a lot of clothes, a lot of you know, all the
stuff.
Business around. On that time, there's almost nothing, one or two, like Bad Boy or some. I remember 2 or 3.
No Fear and these things,
So what's impossible? So we're just training for fun as a hobby.
So what were you doing as like a career, or like because you said you started at 18, 19. So you were working by then or studying?
No, I was on study to college. I was an airliner pilot.
Okay.
I studied to be a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was flying. And on that time, after September 11, you know, all the airliners in South America, in America, North America, they broken.
Okay.
The business of aviation was totally, you know, destroyed after that. And my university, my college was linked to the biggest airliner from South America.
Okay.
And that airliner, they bankrupt, you know. So we finished the school, we finished the college without a job, because before I didn't have money, you know.
Yeah.
But I did the university with a loan that, how can I say, when I finish the university, I will be automatically working on this company. And then I could pay back they admit only pilots from the...
So they guarantee you the job by studying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And you don't have to get good grades?
Sure. No, sure.
Okay.
The best grades, you go first.
Okay.
But then at some point you would get in.
I see. Okay.
But then they you know, finish. So there's no job to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
And then after that, I start to teach in a small air school, you know.
Okay.
In air clubs, like teaching meteorology, these things.
Okay.
Navigation, for theory, for I'm gonna say we have private pilots, commercial pilots. So I was teaching the private pilots, the first license. But even there, cannot get a good money.
And how many hours were you flying, if you don't mind me asking?
On that time, not too much.
Okay.
Not too much.
Because like you were training jiu-jitsu and you were doing this at this time?
No, and on this time, just training at night, again, as a hobby.
Okay.
And then my wife was pregnant, so my son was coming. I need more money.
Okay.
And let's start a small team.
Okay.
Let's start to teach to make some money at night. Okay. So I was working day, teach at night, and then the things start to change. The jiu-jitsu was a little bit better.
It was taking more time.
And aviation was without any hope to recover soon.
Okay.
So it takes like 3-4 years to become. Some of my classmates, they take like 3 years or more to get a job, a good job in aviation. So I quit and stay only with jiu-jitsu.
Completely. You just made a decision that I need to do what I love, or I'm not happy with this and I'm doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. No, actually for money. On that time was for money.
Was this before or after coming to the UAE, or like the idea of coming when you quit aviation?
No, much before this, 2005.
Oh, wow.
2004.
So 4 years into training jiu-jitsu.
5 maybe, yeah. I just got my purple belt. I think it was 5, yeah.
Wow, okay.
So I just was instructor, and then keep training. Once a week, goes to the main academy. Okay. On that time, I changed, because when I moved, I changed to the La Riva. On blue belt, I changed already.
Okay.
Because I moved, and then I got my purple belt there, and then stay there as instructor.
So you were in De La Riva until you got your black belt?
Yeah.
Okay, because I always see you wearing the De La Riva gi, and I've seen you, and your De La Riva is pretty good, so I figured there was some connection.
Yeah, from blue belt, I moved to De La Riva till nowadays.
But at the same time you were in De La Riva, you had your own thing going where you were teaching people in your city at night.
Yeah, in my city.
Okay.
And I travel once a week to the main branch to train with my coach.
And as a job, you felt that was providing for you more than the aviation at that time?
On that time, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Wow, it was easier because was just I didn't need to travel, or like on that days I have to stay all day in the airdrome. So now I stay at home, so it was much more comfortable for me, and was my only option.
And do you feel it was a career choice or a passion choice? Because like jiu-jitsu, it devours you once you fall in love with it, and like you just become jiu-jitsu. So you feel it was a let's say a cognitive choice you did, that I need to do this to make money, or I love doing it so much I will take the shit that I need to take to make money from this? Yeah,
it was both, because you cannot stay in jiu-jitsu if you don't like it.
100%.
Because shit, training all day and get hurt, all those injuries.
Yeah.
And it's very stressful, actually. If you stay all day teaching kids, it's not easy to teach kids, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you don't love jiu-jitsu, you cannot.
Because there's a thin line between it being your job and being something you love to do, you know? Like I learned that lesson from motorcycles. You know, I loved motorcycles, but working motorcycles made me love motorcycles less.
That's true. That's with any hobby.
Yeah, and I didn't love motorcycles as much as I can say I love jiu-jitsu. So I really felt like that was why, that played a big reason why I shut down my shop. It was part of the economy, the luxury, yes, this was declining at that time. But a big part of it was just my heart wasn't there after taking so much abuse from clients and all of this, you know. And it's the same in any business you go through. But
we have a quote about this in Portuguese. I don't know if I can translate, but if you make your hobby your profession, so that means you don't have a hobby anymore.
Yeah.
That means you lost your hobby. Yeah. There's no passion anymore.
And that is extremely true. A lot of people, you know, like all of these coaches now and life coaches are saying, do what you're passionate about. And they say it like it's easy. And they say it because they know that people will take a lot more shit for something they like than something they don't. But at the same time, it will stop becoming the thing you like if you allow it to consume you. You know, a lot of the jiu-jitsu coaches here in the UAE, and you yourself, you finish your job as jiu-jitsu teachers, instructors, referees, and then you train jiu-jitsu, which is crazy for me, you know?
But that's the best part.
Yeah.
Because it's two different things. We have a job and we still have a hobby.
Yes.
We just go training for fun. That's why we keep going. But if you have only the job, finish. You're gonna get crazy.
Yeah. I love that you guys make that distinction. You make a separation between my job uniform jiu-jitsu and my own uniform hobby. You know, and I love it. You can tell your personalities. I see you guys when you're in arena training, it's more professional, more serious. Then when you're in the mats and we're training, it's just, you know, and having fun and laughing. It's a different vibe.
Yeah, that's jiu-jitsu. That's a really jiu-jitsu academy. You have to go for fun, you know.
You keep telling me, and like you throw these lines at me sometimes in trainings, and it makes me feel like shit, I want the experience. You keep telling me about like the feeling of a team, a club in Brazil, and how a real team feel is. And I think like my closest contact to this is what we do in our training. Like we train together with the guys in the school, and I definitely feel it.
But that's the point. It still is not like that, but jiu-jitsu is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like skating, like surf. If you see some guy, one football player, he's a football player. One basketball player, he's a basketball player. But you see one guy, one skating board, one guy from skate, you see him just because his clothes, the way he walks, you see this guy is, you know,
he's a skater.
He's a skateboard, a skater. Jiu-jitsu is the same, it's a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Like in Brazil, you have our train with our friends, and normally you have some place to go to eat a açaí or have a coffee or something, just to stay. We call resenha. Resenha, that means you stay talking about what happened in the training.
Okay.
And make fun. For example, I submit you 3 times. I gotta make fun with you as much as I can about I submit you 3 times. So
I love it.
Just make
talking shit.
Jokes, you know. Yeah. So that's why we'll bring jiu-jitsu to outside the mats.
Yeah.
And that's make jiu-jitsu your lifestyle. You just walk with the jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah.
That's your friends. On the weekends, if you do something, you're going to go with those guys, you know. That's the difference.
It's amazing when you take, like, because what you're talking and what you're saying can apply to so much. You know, it's not just jiu-jitsu. It could be, like you said, skating. It could be to art, to photography. If you consume yourself, not just when you're doing the act of jiu-jitsu or skating, when you go to the acai shop, you know, when you hang out at the coffee bar and you're talking jiu-jitsu, watching jiu-jitsu, you consume, and it plays a part. It's as much as training, I think, you know, to get better at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And this is kind of why I'm doing this.
Yeah, but you have the fun, the fun part.
Yes.
You go at night, just have fun.
Exactly.
You know? Sometimes I don't want to even roll too much. I just sit, make jokes with some guys.
Exactly, I see that.
Stay with my kid.
You say something, the zoeira never ends. Is zoeira the same as risanya?
Zoeira is like have fun.
Okay.
If I'm having fun with you, I make jokes of you.
I see. The party never ends kind of thing.
That's the sentence.
I love
Zoeira
it.
Never ends.
And it won't, man. It won't. We'll keep fucking with each other on Instagram.
That's nice. That's nice.
We gotta keep it.
Yeah. That's a jiu-jitsu lifestyle. That's why jiu-jitsu was, how can I say, first was America. All the big fighters, they moved to America. In America, you know, they consume too much everything.
It's a business, yeah.
And yeah, it's a business. But the first thing that all the guys was make successful there was because the challenge, of course, fighting, and because the lifestyle. You know, when you take your kid to play football to a school, a football school, you're gonna play for that hour, 1 hour, 45 minutes, and go home and finish football. You're not gonna talk about that anymore. Of course, okay, watch football at home. Football is a little bit different, but jiu-jitsu, you stay all day. In that environment, you know.
I know, that's the thing. That's why, like, I always say it consumes you. And my wife, she says it's consuming me because it's just the whole day. Sometimes we're walking in the mall, I hug her and then I hold her arm. She's like, are you doing something or are you holding me? I'm like, oh, sorry. You know, you
take me down.
Exactly. Underhooks always when you hug, shit like this.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that stays with you all day. I wanted to ask you about, like, the process of you being a jiu-jitsu practitioner, a teacher in Brazil, and then ending up in the UAE, because it's, you know, the other side of the world. How does this happen to you? You know,
in that time, you know, nowadays we have the internet, you know, everything what's
going
on around the world. But on that time, we just heard about Abu Dhabi. There was we heard the stories about, you know, Sheikh Tanu training on US, and with some Brazilian guys, and those guys talking about some Middle East guy was bringing jiu-jitsu to Middle East. Shit, what is Middle East? First of all, it's very far.
I love it.
And then start the ADCC, and then Abu Dhabi was like all jiu-jitsu player knows Abu Dhabi because starting with the ADCC.
But they know the name, they know the like the ADCC, but in your mind, what was it? Like Middle East? Was it Arabian Nights? Was it the desert? Like, what did you...
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. And you heard those guys, like in the beginning, Royler, Gracie, and Zemari, all the time, talking about all the stories they travel. Because that was 90-something, you know?
Yeah.
And Abu Dhabi was not like this very modern city.
Exactly.
And, you know, was very different.
Yeah.
And for those guys from Brazil, they live in the beach, in the jungle or something like that. Then you come to a pure sand place.
Yeah.
Everything is different.
Absolutely.
And you heard the stories and you say, shit, but was just in the dreams, you know, ADCC, go there, fight in Abu Dhabi with the best of the best guys, you know.
So it started out as a curiosity for like pure breed jiu-jitsu, you know, like the jiu-jitsu dream to go to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, something like because on that time you want, of course, it's about money.
Yeah.
But what about to see the best fighters, best grapplers of the world fighting?
Nice, yeah.
And it was magical. And you see in the magazines, on that time there's no internet, so you see in the magazine. In Brazil, we had two big magazines, Grace magazine and Tatami magazine, and that were the only source of information was that. And then start the UAJJ with the trials. On that time, we have trials around the world to come fight in the World Pro.
Yeah.
And then, now it's our world. It's a chance of jiu-jitsu fighter goes to Abu Dhabi, get some money, and, you know, and live the jiu-jitsu life.
But to leave your life, your family, everything that you know to a place that you have no idea about, that takes balls, man. Like that takes... I don't know how to explain it other than just you're taking a big leap of faith.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's crazy. When I came, man, my story was too crazy because I saw on that time there was internet.
Okay.
So I was in the internet on Grace Magazine website.
Okay.
And I saw one announced, they are saying one interview with Lubo. You know Lubo?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Lubo was ahead of Palm Sport at the time, just create Palm Sport.
Okay.
And I was going to Brazil to make some interview. They wish to bring, I think, 8 coaches. And this was like Wednesday, maybe. Yeah, Wednesday, I think so. Wednesday was night. I came to the training. I sit just to, you know, relax a little bit on the computer. And I saw that. Shit. And the interview was on Friday. And And I saw that, shit, I can do it. And I saw what I was looking for. So coach with experience, with teaching kids. Okay, I was teaching kids.
Nice.
With English. Oh, I was speaking English.
Okay.
What else? Black belt. Black belt. So I said, I can do it this.
What year was this?
In the year?
Yeah.
Was 2011.
Oh, okay.
February.
Okay.
2011, February.
Okay.
And then I saw that was Wednesday night. And on Thursday, I said, I'm going to go there. So Thursday in the morning, I start to realize to get money, to get a ticket to go to Rio de Janeiro from Porto Alegre. It was a 2 hours flight.
Okay.
And I got some money. So I was ready. At night, on Thursday night, I took my bike, a small bike, and I rode to Porto Alegre, like 2 hours, almost 3 hours.
At night?
At night, 2 o'clock.
Oh my God! Yeah.
To get the first flight to Rio de Janeiro at 6 o'clock.
Oh my goodness!
And then I let my bike on the
two-stroke.
2-stroke.
Oh shit!
Sure, of course.
Oh my goodness!
Talabat delivery. And then I just parked in there on the airport, took the first plane, went to Rio. I used to go to De La Riva headquarters to train, you know.
Okay.
So I knew the interview was
in Rio.
There. In Rio.
Okay.
So I think I was staying in a hostel close to favela there, where I could train and could do the interview and stay some days training. And then, man, I went there. And I took a bus to go to Copacabana. And then the bus was leave me. I talked with the driver. He's gonna leave in front of the hotel where there was the interview. I said, great, I can see where's the place, you know. So I go to my hostel, take a shower, change my clothes, and come back. And then I get in on the hotel just to check. And was one guy there saying, man, come on, there's no one here. No one's doing the interview. Because before was crowd. Okay. And it's better for you stay now. And I said, man, look my face, man. I'm sweating. I have to take a shower to have a good impression.
Yeah.
I just come to almost half day traveling. And no, man, go there. It's very easy. They're just gonna talk with you. Shit, man.
Okay. Who was this guy that was telling you all of this beautiful advice?
One Brazilian guy. He was just like helping there.
Okay.
Shit. I leave my bag and get in. So I start first talk with the. There was one HR lady that was working Palm Sport since.
From Brazil?
No, one Philippine lady here.
Okay.
She was from here.
Okay.
From Palm Sport. And I sit with her and start to talk. And I said this story. So I just saw the interview to the 1 day and a half ago on the internet. I just packed my things and took the first plane to come to Rio. But where are you from? I said I'm from South Brazil, close to Argentina. Shit, so you want a lot this job, man?
Oh, man, that's a hell of a commitment, yeah.
Yeah, so you want this job a lot? Yes, I want. And then I talked with the other guys. There was José Júnior.
Oh.
So he's Brazilian. He said he took the paper, signed by the HR girl. He took it. Shit, man, you come from Porto Alegre now? Yes.
Oh my goodness, man!
I put 1 star for you here just because
extra commendation, dedication. Yeah. José Júnior, the same heavyweight competitor.
Yes,
he's pretty young. He must have been very young back then.
Yeah, man. I don't know how old I am.
So I didn't know he was working that long.
Yeah, but he was one of the guys that just was like a supervisor.
Very cool.
So he was the Brazilian one helping Lubo, the other guys to
very cool
interviews.
And then
how just left?
After that, you left back home?
No, I left. So I went to the hostel, stayed a couple of days training there on De La Riva,
nice.
And then come back. And then I received a email saying that it was selected.
After how long? How long did it take for them to reply to you?
A lot. That was February.
Okay.
They replied me in April.
So you forgot about it by then. You're like, forget it, yeah?
No, they said, you are in, but we take some time to arrange all the contracts because the Palm Sport was the beginning of Palm Sport.
Okay.
Before was not under Palm Sport. Was the guys was working. There was a few coaches here working under ADEC.
Yes.
So we was the first guys coming.
So it was Abu Dhabi Education Council before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
I see.
They created palm sport. So
I see.
So took a long time, and then in October 5, I went.
And your family, like, what were they thinking when you're like, okay, I'm going to Abu Dhabi? Bye.
My wife didn't believe me. So just say, okay, go alone.
Okay.
If everything is okay, you tell us to come back, or if it's not good, you come back. So let's try. Let's see. But we know in that time. I knew Middle East just because there was a lot of the news.
Yes.
They talk about Middle East just about wars, everything.
Yeah, it wasn't very positive. That's the thing I'm asking.
That's a shit, man. Because for us on that time, maybe until today, for some people, Middle East is just a small piece of place.
Yes.
With just wars, and that's what I had in my mind. But I had the other side of my mind. Okay, there was ADCC, there was all those guys training there, so that maybe it's different there. I didn't know about money. They said my salary, it would be this salary, but no idea what
will it happen? Will it not? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I went just, okay, let's try, let's see. And I said, man, it's good, it's nice. And then after 3 months, so I brought my family.
Your family being your wife? What did you have your son back then?
Sure.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah. And your son was studying in Brazilian schools, I'm assuming, back then.
Yes.
So that was an adjustment for him as well.
Was crazy, yeah. In the beginning, was crazy. He wasn't a grade 1. He did grade 1 in Brazil.
Okay.
No, he wasn't grade 2, actually.
Okay.
And when he came, I think he had to repeat the grade 1s, like just they have a name for that. Just watching to learn English because he didn't speak English. So just repeat the same grade he was in Brazil.
I see.
Just to watch, But his school was really nice. Everyone helped him a lot. Nice. And kids, man. I think in 2 or 3 months he was speaking English very well.
That's incredible to see. And that's a nice bonus. Like, aside from you finding a career in what you love to do, your son also got a very big advantage by getting this international experience and language and everything. It's an investment you made as well in your family, I think, coming here.
Sure.
That's absolutely
even my
incredible.
wife. On that time, we work a lot there, all day, 7 days a week. Working as a crazy. And here we, sit down a little bit.
You have some security.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing.
I keep working. Working because I teach all the week and referee on the weekends.
Exactly. So, you're one of the most active people I know here, because like you have, I feel, more than 2 jobs only. Like sometimes I feel like you're wearing 5 hats, because between coaching jiu-jitsu, training your jiu-jitsu, refereeing, being a biker, and your social media.
Before I was coaching in the school till half of day. And then I just passed by home, changed my clothes, and went to arena. So teaching the club, teaching the school, teaching the club, and refereeing on the weekends.
Oh, wow. And okay, so what made you decide to referee? Was it something that just happened by coincidence, or you felt something towards refereeing?
Yeah, no, injuries. So I was not competing.
Okay.
Because on the brown belt, I want to fight. So I started training more Muay Thai. Because I have one friend, one coach, Muay Thai coach.
You wanted to do MMA?
Yeah, on that time was becoming MMA, was more a little bit more professional, but it was more not about money. There's no career in that time too.
Yeah.
So it's more about I want to beat some guys.
Okay.
And then I was training much more without gi and just fighting. I did some amateur MMAs. I was going well, but I had those injuries on the knees. That it's hard to train hard every day. And then jiu-jitsu, I compete a little bit, still compete on brown and black, but it was hard to training, brown belt. Nowadays, from blue belt, but at that time when you become brown belt, they think the level is very high. So if you want to compete, you have to train very hard. And with a lot of injuries, I could not. So I said, man, I was refereeing small competitions in the countryside, there in small cities.
Okay.
Because on that time, it's not like today, you have the referee group, they stay there, they come early, they're going to have a uniform. On that time, no, you come to compete. So what time is my fight? Like 4 o'clock. Okay, So organizer come to the old coach.
On the spot.
On the spot. You want a referee? I miss some guys. How much? Okay, I pay you, I don't know, 2 registrations for your students, something like that.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you referee, and you stop. Okay, now my time, my bracket gonna start. You go there, change, warm up, and fight. Come back to referee, something like that, you know.
Man, I can imagine the drama that came out of this.
No, it was just for fun. It's not professional. Now that time the things start to change already.
Yeah. Okay.
On Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo already changed a lot.
But in the south,
in the south, the things was just trying to move on. But was a way, a way that I could like bring my students to the competition, stay there in that environment that we love, and then I get paid a little bit, at least the gas.
That's cool. Cover something, yeah. So when
then I did after that. So I decided, okay, I do some referee course.
Okay.
I traveled to another state to have a IBJJF referee course.
This was all before coming here.
All before. This was 2009,
wow, okay.
Maybe 2010.
I see.
And then when I saw I got the first place in the course, on that time, the course was different than today. Normally only 20, 30, 10% of the class was approved as a referee. You have two ways. When you do the exam, you was approved on the rules course, so you just get a diploma of participation. And then if you have more than 8.5, I think your score, you was approved as a referee, so you receive a different diploma.
I see.
And on that time was one class with 40, 50 guys. Only 3 was approved as a referee. So I was one of those guys.
Nice.
And they start to invite me to referee bigger competitions. But I stay. This was 2010, and then in 2011, I did this interview to Abu Dhabi, and I moved to here.
It's funny how things fall in place, because I didn't even know that you had that history with refereeing, because here, when somebody thinks referee for UAE Jiu-Jitsu, you're the first face that comes to mind, honestly.
Yeah.
You've been part of the community for so long. You've been a very, let's say, prominent voice for refereeing here, and a respected voice.
Yeah, because on that time when I arrived on October 5, October 5th, you know, and then the first competition was October 20.
Okay.
So after 2 weeks when I was here, I did my first competition as a referee. I asked to referee because you get some, extra money.
Nice.
And I was just arriving, so I need,
Yeah.
So I talked with the guys. I asked, hey, I was referee. I show my diploma, some pictures.
Wow.
So they let me referee, and I was because most of the guys, they was just coaches that was refereeing, and I was one guy
certified
with referee course, blah blah blah.
Wow.
So from that day, I referee maybe 99% of the competitions here in Abu Dhabi.
And you had a lot to do, I'm guessing, with the formation of the rule books and things for refereeing.
Yeah, on that time, we didn't have too much.
Exactly.
Just was having like a uniform. The rules book was using the IBJJF rules.
Yeah.
So let's do our stuff. And then was all those things now when Abu Dhabi moved to this side of trying to this Olympic way. And then we have Asian Union, another international federation, and then we start to move on through this federation too. So was a lot of work was coming.
I see. So something I really like is when we're training, sometimes the guys, they will get into positions, they're not rolling. They get into positions and they start like arguing in Portuguese. I don't understand everything, but I can feel when there's a tension point, and they always look to you when they're arguing. At some point, they look at you and they want to know, does this shit fly or not fly? And you're like the judge when it comes to refereeing. I wanted to ask you something that I think not a lot of people think about, but maybe they should, is how important do you think it is for the average jiu-jitsu competitor to fully understand the rules? Like a lot of people, they go into competitions, they wing it. If it happens, if I get DQ'd, I get DQ'd. Like they don't understand. So do you feel that they should be learning more about the rules?
That's the difference between the high level guys.
Yeah.
Because technical, everyone knows nowadays. You can train in a high level.
Yeah.
You have an internet with a lot of, if you want to see 100 techniques today, you can see and you can train it. It's very easy to learn. But rules a little bit different, not so easy. And those guys, even beginners, blue belts, you see, sometimes they know more rules than some
true.
old black belts, because they study a lot. Because in this the biggest teams of the world, like Alliance, like Atos, those guys, they have the sparring class, the physical preparation class, and they have one specific time just to study, to drilling. For example, they have one movement that they're getting penalized for that movement. Get a penalty if they do. So they start to study some way to pass by the rules, to do the same movement, almost the same movement, but to pass by the rules. So you have players nowadays since blue belt sitting, studying the rules, studying movements to get points, to get one advantage, to make strategies inside the rules. So that means they are studying rules a lot. And you see clear when one player knows the rules and one doesn't know, you know.
That's what, like you said, what makes the difference between a typical common competitor and a professional athlete, because the athletes seem to be referees themselves almost, because they know that they've got 5 fights, 6 fights. They can't go all out every single fight. And at the same time, they have to have, like you said, a strategy. And you feel like there's fighters that come to mind to me is like, there is a fighter, for example, Paulo José Pinto. Okay. He comes to my mind for a reason, is because some people have arguments about his fighting style in ADCC and UAE Jiu-Jitsu Federation. I like his fighting style and I respect it because he feels like he's using his intelligence. It's not just Poha fight, let's go. It's he knows he knows the rules he's in. And you see him fight differently in ADCC and fight differently in UAE Jiu-Jitsu Federation. It's not the same fighter. Some guys, they fight the same in every competition. It's cool, but they're not using that edge you're talking about, which is the rule set.
Yeah. It's crazy when I referee another referee fighting. Shit, man. They know exactly how to stalling a fight. For example, I remember was very clear because it was the first big competition that I referee here. It was a World Pro 2013. And I was refereeing all the brackets of Tanquinho. Tanquinho is a great referee. Amazing competitor, a legend, you know, and a great referee. And on that time, the stalling time was 20 seconds and you count on your watch. So when I realize you are stalling, I start to count. If you don't move, I give you a penalty. Man, he stopped it. I start to count on like a 16, 17 second. He start to move as a crazy.
He has it naturally built in.
He was counting on his mind.
Wow.
And there is many guys like a lot of other guys, professional guys, you know, high level, they counting the stalling time on their mind while they are fighting. And another thing, he was winning one fight, I remember, and he got like a total pass, pass. He got the side, almost reaching the side control, controlling the legs. So I saw the first time he opened a grip, and the guy on the guard, he just recovered the guard, and he come back and restart all over again. Oh, shit, he make my purpose. Why he left the grip, you know? And again, you start there, total, get the side, make like spend a lot of power.
Does he get the points?
No, nothing. But he was winning. So he was winning by one advantage.
So that he stays busy.
He stay busy, he stay active.
Oh my God.
He didn't want to pass the guard.
He didn't want to risk it,
No, because he knew if he go to pass, he have to, you know, to do more movements with the
more
legs,
effort,
But he just come to the side, leave the grip, come back to the guard, just manage
and that's the difference.
Stay like 3 minutes like this. And I knew he was stalling. I could not.
Because he's playing by the rules.
He was fighting. So that's the point between the high level guys and the average competitor.
And that's the thing. So many people, they mix it up with ego than with intellect. And you see this in basketball, you see this in football, like offside in football, right? A lot of people, fuck this is bullshit. Like, why did they do that? My team, they know how to play offside. The defense team that knows how to use the offside rule will debilitate the attack of another team. In Jiu-Jitsu, the competitor that knows, because you're not in MMA, this is not a street fight. This is a Jiu-Jitsu competition that has rules. So the rules are just important as the techniques and the positions. So you see the competitor, like you're saying, like all of these guys that know the rules in their hearts, they know, I need points, I need advantage, they know where to go. They know which moves, which techniques they should do right now because I have 30 seconds left. So I love what you're doing in terms of awareness with the rules and the programs you're doing. Like now you're doing it in Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything planned to be done in English in the future?
Gonna be.
Nice.
That's gonna be trying to under UAJJ.
Okay.
We're gonna try to do something.
Nice. I can't wait for that. I'll be one of the first people to even look into it. Like, cause I have an interest for what you're doing. It's just like you said, the resources for it aren't that available online yet, especially for the UAE Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm excited for that. I wanted to ask you about this situation that we're in, this whole Corona stuff, and like,
shit.
What's your advice for jiu-jitsu guys that maybe they're not black belts yet, they're up and coming, they're rising, but they feel like their game got stopped by this coronavirus? What should they be doing?
That's the $1 million question, man.
It is.
Shit.
It is $1 million because BJJ Fanatics is going crazy right now. Everybody's buying videos. Man.
Yeah. So if you have your brother, someone to trying to do at home, do it.
Strangle.
You have to do some physical training at home. You have to. It's time to study, as you said. A lot of people, everyone can. I receive a lot of questions on Instagram. People sometimes I never talked before, but say, "Hey, coach, what do you think about this situation?" They send me a video to start to discuss.
These days, like nowadays, there's more people you feel, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot. So everyone trying to keep busy with jiu-jitsu outside the mats. So now those things, that's the big discussion now, because before everyone was making fun of the Grace University when they started. It's an online jiu-jitsu.
Exactly, yeah, Henner and Hiron, yeah.
Everyone was making jokes. This is not jiu-jitsu, blah blah blah. Nowadays, everyone's running into this business because and it's the only way. Is the only way you have to.
It's interesting you talk about Gracie University and Gracie Academy, because they're the only current online program that's linear, that has a curriculum. The others is by Faria's attack from every angle, or high percent attack, by John Danaher's footlock system. But Gracie Academy now has the only online academy that you can feel like you're in a curriculum. But some black belts I've talked to have their opinion that online learning is useless. How do you feel about this? Do you feel like somebody can actually learn something by watching a video?
No, as you said, if you have a curriculum, you can build a small structure in your home, to train with your brother, your wife, I don't know, you can do something, at least the basic. Of course, at some point you have to go to academy.
Yes.
You have to practice, you have to sparring. But to start, to push people to start, I think was a great idea. Great. I met them. I was the one, with a little bit, how can I say? I didn't have a good opinion about them, about these things, about the online jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And then I was there in the Grand Slam, Los Angeles Grand Slam. Abu Dhabi TV went there to interview Rory and Gracie.
Okay.
And I was in the hotel doing nothing. I said, "What? Of course I go with you guys."
Nice.
I said, "You need one Brazilian to help you, Of course not. But I went there and I stayed a full day there watching their class. There was another Brazilian guy, one black belt there, and he training all the time there, and start to explain me how the things works there. And then I start to understand all the concept of all the idea about that online class.
Yeah.
And then that changed my mind. I think, man, this is amazing thing. And now today we see it's not the future anymore, it's the present. Of course, you need academy, you need some friends to sparring, when you need the coach or instructor. Yeah. But this is like a push to start, or even a compliment. Or after class, you have something at home, or something to do in your
new direction, a new idea. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So I understand, especially here, because as I told you, in South Brazil, jiu-jitsu came a little bit late. Things are running a long time in Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo.
Right.
And then in South Brazil, I moved to the countryside. so I didn't have my coach there, my professor there. So I was a purple belt running alone one class. On that time, there's no internet. Right. And when I see now traveling a lot in Asia, I saw many guys blue belt starting their teams, their class, because there's no one to learn. They have to learn online.
Exactly.
So this
That's
is very
true.
helpful to these people. It's easy for some. I saw some black belts say, "No, you have to go to academy." Okay, but I live there in a.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. Exactly.
Far Indonesia. Yeah. Where gonna training? I want training. I like the sport. I want to training. So what they do? I will move to US, to Brazil to train. No. So now the online class not the future anymore. They are the present.
Yeah.
Everyone have to adapt somehow
to
have their online programs.
It's really amazing because I remember traveling to Belgrade in Serbia once, and I went to a gym there. They had a black belt, but the moves the black belt was teaching was not normal moves. It was online shit. And when I say online shit, I don't mean it in a demeaning way. I mean the kind of stuff that you don't get from one professor. If you lived in Porto Alegre and you had one professor and that was all your source for jiu-jitsu, you will have a very apparent style. But if suddenly he comes and he does something from Eddie Bravo style, right? A twister or some shit, and no-gi style, and then suddenly he comes and he does like, I don't know, a De La Riva move. You know that this guy's mixing things up. When I went to this gym, it felt like these guys were diving into online jiu-jitsu, and they were really good. They were very technical, very capable jiu-jitsu fighters in a place that's not common. So I think definitely now's the time.
Online is now is the present, especially now in the rules. Now, until today, rules course was you have to go to a class, study, watch some videos, but now finish, man. Like I'm preparing a rules course, an online rules course for the federation.
Yeah,
I heard IBJJF, they are doing the same.
Okay.
So everyone, and from now, when finish all this Corona things, you think we're gonna have again rules class like before? I don't think so. It'll be like online, like okay, here's the class, watch it. If you have some question, get in touch with the instructor there.
Yeah.
And then and then if you want diploma, then you have to meet go to federation or meet
for the test or something like
some class and make an exam or something, and then you get your diploma. But to learn now, you have to learn online.
Man, this is the beauty of the situation, is like there's always good that you can take from something. And in this one, really, I feel that it's showing us, it's fast forwarding technology in our eyes. You know, it's something that would have waited 10, 20 years to happen is happening now. Like you're saying, before to convince a company to host lessons and classes online, they'd be like, what? No, I have a room and lights and staff and I pay electricity and water. Why should I do it online? Now, no, you don't need any of that shit. You can do it for a quarter of the price with better results, and everybody's happy because they don't pay to come to you. They don't travel, nothing. And I can do it to 500 people, not 10, you know?
Yes.
So I think a lot of good's coming from this situation, and the people who capitalize on the technology today are the ones that are going to be the future, right?
Yes.
I'm really happy to hear you guys are on that step. I wanted to just close this off by like sharing what you're actively doing now, or how people can find you. Like, where are you most active right now?
I'm on Instagram all day. Instagram.
That's your platform.
AN Jiu-Jitsu. That's my platform.
All right. So now, at AN Jiu-Jitsu. Perfect.
Yes. So AN Alexandre Nascimento. So AN Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
So that's my personal platform. On that, I give some tips, jiu-jitsu tips there, and all the time I'm doing some quizzes, something.
Man, I love what you're doing, honestly. Like, I have to tell you, just a word of a compliment for you on it. Like, your account has become, over time, much more refined, and your content is really valuable. Like, if somebody actually trains jiu-jitsu, they should be following you, because you're giving really useful information about competitions, interesting shit to do at these times when we're bored. And for me, I can't wait till you start doing some more English content around that. All the Portuguese people should be, if they're not already, following you and watching your stuff. But the English people should watch out and follow you for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but like in my Instagrams, I personal, so it's not so professional.
Yeah.
So I just turn on my camera and start to talk some things. But on the side, we are doing some more professional videos for the federation.
Yeah, I saw.
With players, with some, how can I say, we're gonna talk about the whole rules book with players doing all the situations, and then when we finish this project, we're gonna have a full online class. So
nice.
we have good things, but to do in a professional way, it takes time. It's not so easy. There's a company filming,
the
editing
setup,
all those videos. Yeah, so it's not so easy. It takes time.
I think, you know, I love that you guys are doing that. Obviously, because it's UAE Jiu-Jitsu Federation, it has to be professional and high quality production. But I really think sometimes people put too much value on quality, and they don't realize that people don't give a shit about the lighting, and that they just want the information, right? So sometimes it's better to just give them what they need rather than worrying about the professionalism setup. But I think you guys are doing a good balance between the two.
Yeah. That's why I do in my personal account. Just turn on the camera, talk about something, post a video, discuss. You guys some questions, I send the answers, and that's it.
That's the way, man. I really appreciate you doing this. This is the first podcast. I hope to be able to, you know, like always provide this kind of, because like you're a referee, you've got such a unique perspective on Jiu-Jitsu. I think a lot of people will benefit. And we have so many people in the UAE as well, just around us, that I think, you know, somebody sitting at home watching Jiu-Jitsu videos online can also listen to something like this and learn a perspective that might help them in their journey. But thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate your time. You're always supportive of me, and you're always a great person to talk to all the time.
Yeah. Thanks to be your first.
It was for sure, man. For sure. That's it. That's how we support each other, man. We're brothers. And I like the things you say, TMJ, right?
TMJ, tamo junto.
Tamo junto. And I like that, you know. We are together.
Yeah. Support your local. Yeah.
Exactly. Support your local MC. I love it.
Your local fighter.
Exactly. Support your local team, man. And that's it. That's what it's all about. It's the community of Jiu-Jitsu and keeping that happy, fun lifestyle, you know, the Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle that we always talk about, and not being too focused on work, also enjoying that. So thanks a lot, bro. I think we'll wrap it up there. I appreciate your time. Let me end the stream, and we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that, whoever's listening out there.